guys, just hold on a sec. I gotta get this Speedo on. I'm not used to this sort of thing, so let me just kind of... Oh, that's riding up. Get that flap out of the way. Alright. Oh, okay. I think I got it evened out. It's the best that's gonna be. Alright, big reveal in 3, 2... No. Come on, guys. Did you think I was gonna do something that torturous to you? Even I have limits, right? I know normally I dress up as the character I'm discussing, like with the tank top or like the zombies, you know, stitches or whatever, but this is Superalloy Darkshine. I mean, this ripped, muscular god that could even give Hercules a run for his money. You know, how am I gonna... I'm not even gonna attempt it. I would fail horribly. So I just basically said screw it, and I'll just do this all normal. Like, in fact, I was just eating my lunch up here, so I'll just be eating some Doritos while I talk about them. By the way, these are the best Doritos ever made by mankind. They're spicy, sweet chili. Right, so S-Class rank 11, Superalloy Darkshine, the muscular god of the One Punch Man universe. You know how I said last time, and I know it was a little confusing, so allow me to clarify now. Last time when I was talking about Tank Top Master, I said, you know, he is, like, the strongest when it comes to, like, training in conventional ways. What I meant by that was, like, just going to a normal gym, lifting weights, using conventional equipment, like how you normally train your muscles, like in our world. Like, Tank Top Master is, like, the best at that. But Superalloy Darkshine, he trains in a completely different way than Tank Top or with Piri Piri Prisoner. He has a completely different way that he trains his muscles. Now, we don't exactly know his whole training regiment. We know that when he became an S-Class, you know, the Hero Association approaches you and says, hey, you're S-Class now, is there anything you need to facilitate your heroing duties? Like, they gave Metal Bat his indestructible baseball bat. They gave Pig God, like, you know, huge boxed lunches that have, like, thousands of calories in them, you know, so he can retain his girth. So, for Superalloy, he requested, like, super heavy dumbbells, like, incredibly, like, several dozen tons, probably, that he would be able to lift in, like, the gyms that he would be able to work out in. So he probably does some really extreme kind of training beyond anything that Tank Top or Piri Piri Prisoner have ever accomplished. And those two guys are already, you know, like, muscular beefcakes, but Superalloy takes it to a completely different level, alright? In fact, just his name, it's Superalloy, in that his muscles are literally as strong as, like, hardened steel, and then Darkshine is that his skin gleams with a glistening glow that illuminates all before it. He's even used that to his advantage before. It's quite illuminating. You know, when all of the top members in the Hero Association were arguing with each other, you know, on how to deal with the Monster Association, he's in the background, and he's like, I need to figure out a way to calm these men down. I know! Go-douche! And he starts flexing, and, like, the lights from the room begin to, like, shine off him like a damn disco ball, and everyone's like, yes? Aren't you calmed by my muscles? Like, I guess. I mean, they are quite interesting. Okay. So, little fun fact, though, about Superalloy that we find out, this is in the webcomic, so it's gonna be some time until we probably see this in the Murata version. Superalloy Darkshine actually started off as a rather frail little kid. Kind of like an inspirational story, I guess, for those of you that are, you know, maybe in high school, you don't have a lot of physical, you know, fitness going on in your life right now, you're kind of weak. That was basically Superalloy. And his parents, I guess gave him like a 3-kilogram dumbbell for his birthday one year, and he started to lift it, and that got up to like a 10-kilogram, and then 20-kilogram, and he just kept getting, you know, higher and higher weights, and his body just kept training and training, and with that muscular tone he now achieved, he gained the confidence, and he became who he is now. And also, you probably already noticed from his flashback, but yeah, he's actually a white guy. I only bring this up because I think most people would look at him and say, oh, he's a black character. No, he's a white guy, he just got a really, really dark tan. And I think the whole basis for his design is the guys from the bodybuilding competition, the Mr. Olympia competition. You know, just go Google image search and you could see muscles that I did not think were physically possible, but they are. So I think that's the design for his character, basically. Also, he went bald, because while he was training in his younger years, he had a long, luxurious mane of black hair, and then that all fell out. Kind of similar to a certain guy here. You know, and I think this all goes back because I've mentioned this before with breaking your limiter and removing your limiter. Like, is there a difference between the two? And the general consensus is, you know, Saitama did not break his limiter, he simply removed it. Alright, and I think the major difference there is if you break your limiter, perhaps there's like another limiter above that. So you have your limiter, you break it, and it's like, oh, well, there's another new cap. I have to try to break that one as well. But Saitama is special. He didn't just break through the ceiling, he just removed the ceiling. So now there is no other barrier behind him. Now, that's the secret to Saitama's immense strength. You know, there is nothing. The sky is open, so to speak, and out into outer space, into the vastness. People like Garou or with Superalloy, they might have possibly broken some type of limiter, but now there's like a new roof above them and they can't get past that one. Like there's a set cap or something like that. Because obviously Superalloy Darkshine is not on the same level as Saitama. I just wanted to bring up that they both lost their hair. Maybe it was an aesthetic choice. Maybe he just like, in order to really get my muscles the most attention, I gotta shave my head so my luxurious hair doesn't distract. It has to be all about the muscles 24/7, flexing my guns. And that's how it goes. We don't get to see him all that often in the story. In the, you know, he shows up at the S-Class Hero meeting. He's actually one of the ones there that actually bring up, like, he actually contributes to the meeting. Most of them were just kind of sitting there like, But when it comes to him, they were mentioning Madame Shibabawa that was, that you know, died because she choked on a cough drop. It's still anime. It's still goofy. And so he's the one that brings up, he's like, oh, well, the reason we're at this meeting is to figure out a way to survive without her prophecies. And that was proven inaccurate because, you know, Madame Shibabawa, she did predict disasters and monster attacks very well, but it wasn't like she predicted every single one. They were able to get by without her predictions. It's that whenever she did have a prediction, it was always 100% accurate. So yeah, he contributed there. When the aliens arrived, he was there on the roof of the Hero Association building, like looking out. You know, Genos and Tatsumaki and King were there, and they were like, okay, what do we do? And Child Emperor's like, oh, well, we can't, we have to deal with the ground forces, that's fine, but we have to take that thing out. And Superalloy was there basically trying to calm everybody down because Genos was thinking of attacking, and then Tatsumaki mouthed off to Genos, and then Genos is like, what the hell, you little brat? And then, you know, Superalloy jumps in, he's like, whoa, Genos, you don't piss her off, she will kill you. He also seemed to have respect for King. You know, he was like, oh, King, you're the strongest in Class S, what do you think about this situation? So he seems a little bit, I mean, he's kind of conceited sometimes with his muscles and his power and everything. He has this huge amount of confidence, but he can at least admit when, like, oh yeah, King is also equally, maybe even stronger than I am, or something like that. Or maybe he spoke about it like, yeah, King's pretty strong. I mean, I have bigger muscles, but he's still pretty strong. You know, something of that nature. So, he does have a personality outside of just, you know, check out how buff I am. So that's pretty cool there. I think a lot of characters in anime, you can break down to a very simple character structure of just, I'm all about my muscles, but he does at least, you know, contribute in the meeting, seems to get along fairly well with his other, his constituents, the other heroes in the association. You know, he's not all just like, I'm gonna charge in and fight. But he didn't participate in the battle against the aliens, so I don't know, I guess he just left after that to go and fight other aliens, like, not other aliens, but other monsters in other parts of the world that were left unattended, as the aliens attacked City A, like Flashy Flash and Pig God. They just kind of all left to deal with other issues, other threats. So the first time we get to see him in action, though, in the Maroda version, is we see him at the Hero Association, and his job is basically just to stay at headquarters and protect all of the top-ranking members of the association, because the Monster Association is going out in the world, attacking various cities, and there's demon and dragon-level threats like Goketsu out there, so the S-Class heroes are all doing this. Meanwhile, Superalloy is just kind of staying in the Hero Association, and if there's an attack there, he'll be able to handle it, and let that be the, you know, situation. It actually went down. It came to pass. One of the monsters, and it was like a really long, complicated name, but it was like a parasitic monster that was really tiny that had a drill for a hand, and it can burrow into someone's body and then possess them. A relatively weak monster on his own, but he could possess other people, and then that's how, you know, he possesses someone, and then Gorogoro speaks through his little ball, and he addresses the Hero Association and everything like that, and they're like, get Superalloy up here! And then Superalloy arrives and just kind of knocks the possessed Hero Association member into a wall, and he's like, was that the emergency, really? And we get to see him in his full glory there. Also, by the way, he does have it going on downstairs. I I mean, hey, I go on and on and on about characters' boobs. It happens. In fact, I'm planning on an entire discussion video just about Fubuki's assets. I'm just kidding. Or maybe I'm not at this point. I don't know. I'll do it. I don't care. You know me. Whole video based around Fubuki's boobs. That'll be separate from the Fubuki discussion video. Actually, it'll be a two-part video. Anyway, yeah, I go on and on about, female characters, lovely, jubblies. So I will reference when a male character has it, has a packed house downstairs, so to speak. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. He shows up and he's like, really? Is this what you guys called me for? And then that's when everyone starts arguing and he starts doing the flexing shit. The parasite comes out of the Hero Association member. The parasite's still alive. And he uses his drill arm and he's like, oh, I'm gonna possess an S-class. It'll be great. I'll take control of your muscular body. So he goes at him and tries to pierce him with these drills. And he's like, these drills can cut through steel. What the hell is your skin made out of? And it's just bouncing off of Superalloy's, abs. He's like, oh my god, you can grate cheese with these things. And he's just like, what are you trying to do? He's like, how is this not cutting into you? And he's like, dude, my guns are designed like to pump iron, so you're not going to be able to get through these, and he just kind of crushes him like that. So it wasn't a big deal there. So yeah, he has a very well trained body. He is also going to be participating in the monster invasion. We see him there gearing up, not really gearing up, so to speak. The way he gears up is just like, let me get into my battle speedo. That's my training speedo. That's my vacation speedo. This is my battle speedo. It's got a racing stripe down the side and a little picture of a star. You know where it is. So he's getting ready to go at it. Now, in the webcomic, he actually directly confronts Garou. He goes through the Monster Association and wrecks a few monster threats, but he gets to Garou eventually. Now, Garou is a guy at this point that's undergoing his monster transformation, right? Now, Garou had taken out Tank Top Master, Metal Bat. Metal Bat and Tank Top, they were both really physical kind of brawlers, right? And Superalloy is kind of the top of that physical kind of brawling ability, outside of characters like Blast and Saitama, So, Garou's like, oh, well, you're gonna be tough, but if I take you down, then really I'm gonna be making great strides at my hero hunting. So, he states, I fought against Master Bang before, Superalloy did, he showed me some things. He still beat me, though. Now, he says I didn't actually incur any damage. I didn't get, that badly broken or anything like that, but he did beat me down. Probably he kept going after Bang. Bang kept tripping him up, doing martial arts moves. Probably kept knocking Superalloy on his ass, but he's not going to actually get injured from that, right? Now, it was a sparring match, so if Bang really wanted to hurt him, maybe. I don't know. I think he mentioned, he had to keep pestering Bang to show him some stuff to spar with him, and finally Bang relented, and he won. Okay, well, he starts the fight off by, basically just a tackle attack, just charging right at Garou, and he just, does this, and he's a huge guy, just made out of pure muscle, and he just oh, and you can imagine, a giant iron ball is just falling at you, and so Garou's like, I'm gonna deflect it using my, fist of flowing water crushing rock. But he envisions what would happen if he attempted to do that, and it wouldn't be able to be deflected. Keep in mind, Garou has deflected some incredible shit. He was able to deflect Metal Bat's, savage tornado shit with his martial arts skills. And he envisions that happening with Superalloy, and it's it's breaking. The image of him deflecting, the stream of his fist, it's break. There's no way he could block that. So he gets hit by this thing and gets sent flying, and every rib in his freaking cage just gets shattered. And he's like, oh crap, you're strong. So Superalloy just continues to beat the other loving crap out of him, and he's just like, you're not going to be able to win this. And it's a very one-sided fight at first, the same as it was basically with Tank Top Master. So, except this time, Garou can't rely on his martial arts skills to get him out of it. That was the ace in the hole with Tank Top. He's like, well, Tank Top is just a musclehead. If I use martial arts, I can take him out. And Superalloy mentions, I know a thing or two about martial arts as well, because from watching Bang and everyone, so I know what you're going at, I know what you're going to try to come at me with, and it's not going to work. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I have more stamina, I have more endurance, it's just not going to happen. So, slowly but surely, throughout the fight, of course, Garou begins to more and more, get close to breaking his limiter, and he speeds up, and he gets more strength, and he's able to block, and really the thing that did end Superalloy was not so much Garou. It's not like Garou went into his monster form, and then proceeded to beat the other loving crap out of Superalloy, and Superalloy was like this bloodied, broken, compound fracture, like, That's not really what happened. Really what happened to Superalloy was that his confidence got broken, and that's the thing that really did him in. We get that flashback of him. He was a very meek, very low self-esteemed kid, and he began to train with his dumbbells that his parents gave him, and he slowly got his muscles, and he slowly got stronger and stronger, and he gained that confidence, and he began to fight more and more people, and he would always come out on top. However, he mentions that the reason that I fought strong opponents and I sought strong enemies is not necessarily to get a challenge, like, oh, you're strong, I'm strong, I want a challenge. No, it's the exact opposite. You know how, like, Saitama's whole thing is, I need to find an opponent that's strong enough so I can actually, have a real fight with them. The exact opposite of Superalloy. Superalloy just wants to feel superior. He just wants to run off that win high. So he's like, oh, you're strong. Oh, I beat you down. Oh, you want to fight me? Oh, I beat you down too. He's not a bully. He's not going to go up to somebody to start beating the crap out of them. But whenever he fights against someone, he's like, oh, I could totally beat you. And I know I can beat you, but I'm still going to beat you just to get that confidence boost that, yeah, I beat you. That's what he wanted. He just wanted to confirm over and over again how strong he was. He never even considered fighting an opponent that could actually beat him. Fighting against somebody that could actually injure or kill him. I don't think Bang counts, because Bang was more of a sparring match kind of thing, and Bang is like in a whole other level there, and maybe after the whole thing with Bang, maybe he's like, oh, I'm never gonna ask him to spar again because that hurt my confidence a little bit. Oh, well, it was Bang, he's the strongest martial artist in the world, it makes sense. But and he wasn't actually trying to kill me. But Garou is someone a little Garou doesn't kill either, but from Darkshine's perspective, he might be, And so it's throughout this fight, when Garou keeps getting stronger and stronger and blocking his attacks and dodging, that's when Superalloy starts thinking, like, I might actually die. I might actually lose. Oh no, and he, like, regresses back into that mindset he had when he was a child, when he didn't have any muscles and he was so low in self-esteem. He regresses back into that, and that's the thing that really did him in. Later, you see him there buried in the rubble after Tatsumaki rips the, Monster Association out of City Z. He's just sitting there underground in the rubble as there's a war zone going on in the surface, and he's like, I suck. I'm so weak. I couldn't do anything. And then Piri Piri Prisoner finds him and tries to convince him to get to the fight, and he's like, watch how strong you are. And Piri Piri Prisoner starts punching the shit out of Darkshine, but it doesn't do anything because he's so strong. His muscles are still like steel. So he's like, yeah, I know you're kind of pissed with me. And he's like, no, don't you see? I can keep punching you, and these are my best attacks, and they're not even leaving a dent on you. You're still Superalloy Darkshine. You're still super strong. You can do this. You can win. Make your dreams come true. And so he eventually joins the fight, but he doesn't get very far. He gets taken out by Garou again in his monster form, but he does join in the fight. Some of the techniques we've seen from him, we saw the tackle move. We also saw, I think it was called Superalloy Bazooka, which is like a punch, and his punches are enough to like level skyscrapers at this point, like incredibly power behind them. He also has a technique called Superalloy Butterfly, I think. Like a butterfly move. So, yeah, it's, it may be like a transformation metamorphosis thing I just got with the butterfly, maybe that might be a reference to that, because he started off as weak as scrawny and turned into, this. But yeah, after that, though, I don't think we really got much from him afterwards. I don't know really where he's at right now in terms of, like, his confidence, or if he maintained that, because, he did a lot of physical training, I don't think a lot of mental training, right? To the point where if you encounter a single loss, after being on top of that mountain your whole life, one loss is enough to kick you off that mountain and lose all that confidence and self-esteem that you gained. To him, one loss is as similar to that. Like, he just goes right back to being the small little child that he always was. So, yeah, he needs to do some mental training in order to, like, on top of his physical training, in order to really be a true hero. In order to really, complete these tasks. Because as a hero, you gotta understand there's monsters or threats you might face that you're not going to be able to just to defeat. You might have to you have to go into the battle understanding that you might lose. It's possible. You can't just go into every single battle thinking you're going to win 100%, because if it's looking like you're going to lose, finally, after 1,000 victories, if you get to that one fight where it's like, I might lose, that completely destroys you. all right, mentally. So yeah. But other than that, you know, I hope to see more from him in the future. I can't wait till his fights are seen in the Maroda comic. It's gonna just be like city leveling kind of punches and blows that he's throwing out. It's gonna be nuts. Pretty cool stuff there from him. And let me know what you think below about like his power and his muscles and like the hair, you know, hair loss. Is that something to do with limiters or whatever like that? Difference between breaking a limiter and removing it altogether and things of that nature. So we're actually getting near the end of the S-Class discussions. I know, this is crazy. I started this, I think, back in August with Tatsumaki's. We only have Child Emperor and then we have Metal Knight left. Now, at first I said I wasn't going to do a video on Blast, because I already did a video about him. We don't know that much since then. In fact, we don't really know next to anything more about him from the webcomic since then, because is One even doing the webcomic anymore? I know he wanted to take time away to do Mob Psycho, but I think he finished Mob Psycho, so is he going to get back to that or whatever? I don't know. Or he might just be waiting until for Maroda to catch up to where he was at in the comic, and then be like, all right, then we're just gonna continue from that point onward, and I'll just work with you from that point on. That might be something he might be doing as well, so you focus more on the Maroda version of the comic, which I'm fine with. It's okay. But since even though we don't know more about Blast, I might do a video on Blast. I'm not set on that yet. I don't know. Just to finish out S-Class properly, to have every single one. We'll see about that. And then also we have the A-Class, and I know there's people that want me to talk about My Mask and everybody, and there's some interesting A-Class ones. So yeah, we'll get into those most definitely, don't worry. But as for the next video in the S-Class series, look out for Child Emperor. My dollar store sells very large, comically lollipops, like the kind you see in cartoons, like the kind of the swirl, like super large, exaggerated ones. We actually sell those, so this will be a rather easy one. I should dig out my old backpack from school. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Tekking signing out.